All right, everyone just calm down. Welcome, everybody. I'm Neil Cavuto. Well, Kentucky Congressman Ben Chandler is the latest Democrat to say he will not be attending the Democratic convention. He joins at least 16 others, reportedly skipping the party's big event. But it's not just the convention. Virginia Democratic Senator Jim Webb, Democratic-leaning Senator, Independent Joe Lieberman of Connecticut, they have other issues with the president, namely his plan to cut taxes on those making less than $250,000, but not for anyone else, so they're not supporting him. And it doesn't end there. Democratic governors are now grumbling about the president's health care plan. At least 7 are said to be non-committal about whether they expand the state's Medicaid programs and start these exchanges, as is the law's requirement. Well, Sabrina Schaeffer says there's definitely trouble in paradise. She is with the Independent Women's Forum, but this is getting to be more than just trouble in paradise. This is getting to be like a contagion. What's happening here?
Absolutely. Well, it's no doubt that the president faces an uphill battle in November, but it's no longer just with voters where his approval is under 47%. Now we're really seeing one lawmaker after another and party infrastructure that's no longer solidly behind the president. So I imagine that by the time we get to September, Charlotte is not going to be quite the party that they had maybe anticipated.
You know, it's funny, but every time I think of Charlotte and why they chose to have it there and then everything that's changed since then, boy, they must be regretting that choice. But who knows? Things could change. But now all these Democrats are saying they're not coming. It's hard to come by reliable numbers how many party stalwarts have bolted from their big convention or bolted with the president in either party. But this seems to be earlier than normal. We do know that, right?
Yeah, it does seem a little early, and of course things can always change, but I think that there are a few reasons why we're seeing this. And of course the economy is, the #1 reason. I think that more and more Democrats are moving away from the president and his policies. We have had national unemployment that's hovered above 8% for over 3 years now, and the average duration of time that an individual is unemployed is 41 weeks. The fact that things have not improved, the fact that we're seeing the president talk about tax increases, taking more money away from hardworking Americans to pay for more spending, I think we're going to see more and more Democrats saying, I can't stand behind this president.
But you know what's interesting, Sabrina, as this list expands about people, parachuting out on the president, is that it's not just the vulnerable Democrats. It's those who feel, at least when it comes to issues like the health care reform in their respective states, where a lot of these Democratic governors are in fairly good shape, are saying, no, I just can't countenance this because I've looked at the books and I realize it's going to cost me through the nose.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, the Independent Women's Voice just conducted some research, and we found that still a strong majority of women, for instance, oppose Obamacare. They oppose the law, they oppose the mandates, and they want to start over. And I think a lot of governors recognize that. They recognize that despite the fact that the Supreme Court upheld the law, there's still a lot of popular disapproval. And so that's hard to ignore. And then the other thing is that I think this is an administration that has stooped to some of the lowest levels of leadership. We are seeing, identity politics, gender warfare, class warfare, and if you are a safe Democrat, I don't know why you would want to identify with that at all.
Well, they all play that game. But Sabrina, thank you very much. It's great seeing you again.
Thanks for having me.
Sabrina Schaeffer. Well, what does the president's campaign have in common with this?